guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a story time video, and basically I'm going to be telling you guys about this crazy shuttle bus experience I had. There are so many different parts of the story, but I'm just going to tell it from start to finish, and you'll see why I pretty much am never ever going to get on a shuttle bus ever again, because this experience was honestly like terrifying. So we were in Disneyland and we were staying at a hotel like in the area like of Anaheim, and we were leaving to go on a plane at 8:20 in the morning. So we were going to LAX, and I had booked the shuttle bus for about 5:25 in the morning. And if you're not familiar with the distance from like Anaheim to LAX, it's around about 45 minutes to an hour, and that can also depend on traffic and things like that, but that's generally like the amount of time it takes. So I was like, okay, cool, I want at least an hour. And then airport security is like way different, I feel anyway, to like Australian airport security in comparison to the US airport security. And in comparison, I mean like it's a lot more intense, and like you have to take off your shoes, and you like have to do this weird like full body scan where you like put your arms in the air, and like it's really strange. It's like nothing I've experienced in Australia anyway. So you need to leave like enough time to get through the security and obviously to find your gate. And being from another country, like also you need to be able to find your terminal. Check-in's a little bit different. It's just all like new when you're somewhere else. So you just want to make sure you have like enough time to be prepared. So the check-in actually closes at 7:35 a.m. So that's 45 minutes prior to departure of just like a domestic flight. So you do actually need to be there a little bit earlier. So basically it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. I like get up, we like get all our bags ready. Like we didn't really need to do anything. We'd already packed. Like went downstairs to wait for the shuttle. It's like pitch black at this point. Like the sun has not come up or anything. And they give you like an estimated time, like 5:25 to like 5:35 or 5:40 or something like that, and they're usually there within like about 10 minutes. Like that's pretty standard. So it gets to 5:35, around 5:40, and I'm going, okay, like maybe I should just call the company, see what's going on. Like our driver wasn't there yet. I was getting like a little bit worried. So I called the operator and they were like, no, it's okay. They're like 2 minutes away. And I was like, okay, cool. Like that's fine if he's just like around the corner. They said they could like track him or something like that. And I was like, all right, whatever. Like I didn't care. I was like, cool, they're coming. Anyway, we're like waiting, looking, and I'm like, okay. Like now I'm starting to get panicked, the driver's not here, what's going on? And anyway, so it got to about, I wanna say like 5:50. So now I'm like starting to really panic, and I called the operator back again and I was like, look, our driver was meant to be here at 5:25. You know, now we're starting, like it's nearly half an hour later, and now it's starting to get serious. You know, we can miss our flight if like, where's our driver? What's going on? So they're like, no, he's just around the corner. I'm like, okay, well that's what you guys said like just 10 minutes ago. Like what is going on? They keep on telling me he's gonna be 2 minutes away, he's right there, but we're still standing on the side of the, you know, road, and there's no driver. So anyway, I'm like, cool, okay, we'll give it 10 more minutes, otherwise we need to start thinking about alternate plans. Like what are we gonna do? Like we need to get to the airport, we have a flight to catch, and we're gonna miss it if we don't go to the airport. It's still like an hour away for us to get there. So check-in's like at 7:35. I'm like freaking out. So anyway, it gets to literally 6 o'clock, or I think it might have been 6:05 when I called them back for a third time. And I was like, you really need to tell me where my driver is. Like I'm getting really upset at this point, because obviously I'm like freaking out. Meant to be there at 5:25, so now we're nearly 50 minutes. Almost an hour, let's just say, almost an hour past when we were meant to be getting picked up. They're like, no, he's around the corner, and I'm like, this is what I've just been told. So I'm getting like super frustrated. I'm trying not to be rude to them, but I booked a service and I've already paid for a service, and it was just bad. So basically the driver gets there at like, maybe it was like 6:10 or 6:15 at this point. He gets there, and I just like kind of am like already so freaked out. I just don't want to make the situation worse. So I'm like, oh, kind of late. And he's just like literally says nothing. He barely even looks at me and Chris. We just like put our bags in the car, and like I just sit down and I'm like, okay, like it's fine. We're in the van now. Things couldn't get worse, could they? Oh yeah, right. Yeah, they could. So pretty much, I'll let you know who else was in the van. So there was a family. It was like a mom and dad and a daughter, and they're from New Zealand, and they were the only other people in the van. So it's kind of weird that he picked up one other family and myself and Chris, and like an hour late. Like it's just, something just was not adding up. This is just weird. So in the car and everything seems to be going fine. Like we're going down the freeway and you know, the driver like hasn't said anything to any of us. He's kind of just like sitting there like with his arm kind of on the window. Like he's looking real shady. Like he's not really doing anything. And I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm just like gonna sit in the car and just like get to the airport, whatever. And so there's an accident on the freeway, and at this point it's got to be coming up really close to 7 o'clock. So time's ticking, like we are literally time crunch right now just to get into check-in, let alone going through airport security. So there's an accident on the side of the freeway. Pretty much like the accident, let's just say this is the highway, the accident is over here, and the police have like kind of cornered it off, and then there were cars like going around the accident like normal. So like 2 of the lanes are blocked off and there was like 3 other lanes going on, and you know, everyone was going past. But our driver, instead of going like this and going around like every other car in the entire freeway, just like stops in front of the accident and just like parks, and we're like, hey, you know, go around, everyone else is going around, and he's like saying nothing, and I'm like, excuse me sir, like can you just go around the accident, like we're really late at this point, and you know, just go around. And he literally says nothing. One of the people who was involved in the collision, there was like cars and like things, like it was quite a big accident, and there were police on the scene and things like that. So he literally comes up to like our drivers like at the window and says, hey man, like you can go around, you know, it's all cool, like just, you know, go around the side of the, you know, little block there, all good. And our driver starts like getting into an argument with this guy saying, do we have a problem here? Have we got a problem? And the guy's like, whoa, man, like I've just been involved in an accident, like just go around, like there's no problem. Like he wasn't causing a problem, he was just like, go around like everyone else. But our driver decides that he's gonna full-blown cause an argument with this random guy who has just been in an accident. Like, what the heck? Are you kidding me? You're an hour late and now you're parked on the side of the freeway and getting in an argument with a poor civilian who's just been in an accident. Like, are you kidding me? This is crazy. So then the police officer comes up to our driver and is like, sir, I'm gonna need the keys from your vehicle. And then I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like we're never getting to the airport. It's done. I'm gonna have to get new flights. Like this is just ridiculous. So he just takes the keys and we're just sitting there on the side of the highway, just sitting there. And I'm like, great, okay, cool. I can't forfeit these flights to Vegas. Like we need to be on these flights this morning. Like I've got accommodation booked, and I'm like, I'm not letting this guy ruin my trip. No. So I proceed to like try to get out of the car, because at this point the cars that are kind of going around where the accident are moving at a pretty slow pace and the traffic is pretty like packed. So I'm thinking, cool, I can get out of the car, Chris and I can grab our bags and I can somehow hail a taxi. Like it's LA. There's taxis everywhere. Everyone was heading to the airport. Like it's on the freeway towards LAX. Like there's gonna be someone else going. So I was like, cool, I'm just gonna get out of the car. I try to get out of the door and the driver has literally locked me in the car, and he's like, you're not going anywhere, sit down. And at this point I'm like shaking and like about to burst into tears. Like I'm fully shaking, about to have an anxiety attack. Well, pretty much was at that point, because just so many things were going on, and I was like, oh my god, just like let me out of this car. Like I don't want to be in this van right now. I actually was kind of scared for my safety and like everyone else in the van, because everyone else was just kind of like really quiet, and I was like, no, let me out, because like I'm not gonna miss it because this guy is like being weird. And at that point he would not let me out of the car. So I sit back down and I'm like saying to him, I'm like, please, like I'm trying to talk to him and he's not giving me any response. He's not responding to anyone else in the car. I'm like, can you please just ask the officer for the keys? Like I don't understand what's going on. Like why is this happening? Like why are you doing this? So eventually the officer comes over and we're like, excuse me, like we really need you to give him the keys. Like I understand like he is causing a problem, but we really need to catch our flight. Like we are going to miss it. The police officer was kind and he was like, okay, here's the keys. I understand you're like in a, you know, service vehicle, whatnot, and let us keep going. So at this point it is like, I'm pretty sure it's about must be around 7:05 by this point. Like time is really getting on, especially with that whole incident. And I'm sitting in the back like literally shaking because I am so scared and like just concerned for all of our safety. Like this man is clearly being erratic and he could have been on drugs. Like I don't know, I'm not gonna say he was on drugs, but something just wasn't right. Like the behaviors and things that he was doing were just totally not normal. So we keep driving towards LAX and I like see a sign and it says like 30 minutes to LAX, and I'm like, oh wow, that is not good, because 7:35, like I said, we had to be there to check in. So we get to LAX, and if you've ever been there, the kind of way that the terminals work from this portion that we were in, it's a huge airport, but it's shaped like a U. Basically in the U-shape, there's all these different terminals like this. And then there's like a line going through it where you can travel. Like say you need to be at like terminal 7. Well, you can go just, you know, cut through and you don't have to go around to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just to get all the way around. So the other family that was in the car, they weren't getting their flight until like 10:30 or 10:40 or something like that. So they had hours to check in and like they were just gonna be chilling at the airport. But literally I remember it being 7:28 and we had to be checked in by 7:35. And when you get to LAX, like the traffic is always intense, like especially in the morning. So it is like bumper to bumper traffic. Like we are not moving. Like I can see our terminal like across where we are and I'm like, sir, like can you please like just cut over and just drop us off? And I'm like, please, we are going to miss our flight. Like pleading with this person, like please take us to our terminal. This is what you have been paid to do. Like I don't understand how all these things just happened. And he's like, no, do you think I'm gonna go over there? I'm not gonna like drive over there, then I have to come all the way back around. And I'm like, we're going to miss our flight. Like I can't tell you how many times I told him this. At this point, I have actually had pretty serious panic attack because my whole body was just shaking. Like I could not stop shaking because I was just having that much anxiety and I was just that stressed about missing the flight. We get around, it was 7:31. So we had 4 minutes to be checked in. We literally like pull our bags out of the car and luckily there was like a lady waiting and I like walked straight over to her and we flew with Delta, who were really good by the way. And we walked over to like the lady at Delta and I was like, oh my God, we have to check in. I just like rip everything out of my bag. I'm like, here, please like help us. Like I have no idea how to check in on these like outdoor terminal things. Like I had never caught like an internal flight in America before. So I was like, I don't know what to do. And like luckily the lady was like super calm. Basically the driver, he just didn't like even say anything to us. He was just like, oh yeah, and then we just got our bags. Like, are you kidding me? And pretty much like we check in, but you would think it would end there. We're checked in like literally with minutes to spare. Oh no, it doesn't end there. So there's like a line to go into a line to go through security. So this takes quite a long time to get through, which is why I wanted to be at the airport early. And by this time we were missing like nearly an hour and a half of the pre-planned, organized, perfect time that I had put in place. So basically like we're in this separate line and there's like a huge line of people and no one knows what's going on. Like there's not really any like airport staff or anything, like, and if there are, they're like near where the security is and everyone's kind of asking and they're just like shuffling us into this line and everyone's like what's going on? Why are we in this other line? Like we need to go through security. We need to get to our gate. So basically eventually we go through the security gate and everything like that. We put our bags through, take off our shoes. Like it's a process. And actually if you are going through airport security and going in America and things like that, I would just recommend wearing slip-on shoes. They want you to take your shoes off all the time. There's no point wearing laced up shoes. It's just like a waste of time, but besides the point. So we go through, Chris's bag gets like taken off to the side and put through the scanner a second time. And like, are you kidding me? Because we're already so late. Oh my gosh. And then by the time I find Chris, like I actually walked back into security because I'd already gone through and put my shoes on and like grabbed my bags. I'm like, where the hell is Chris? So I like walk in and I can't even see where he is. And then I eventually see him and I was like asking him like, where's my boyfriend? Where is he? Like we have to go. And then I eventually see him like around the back, but you can't just go back through security like or anything like that. Like, so eventually he gets his bag and I can hear our names like being called over the speaker at the airport and we're like running, like bolting down the airport. And like I said, I was like still shaking and still like freaking out about the entire like trip that we had just had in the car. And by the time we actually got to the plane, like we sit down and then they're like shutting the door. It was crazy. So they're like shutting the door. I like sit down and I'm like, like I cannot breathe. Like I'm not even joking. Like my throat was burning because I was like running and hyperventilating and just like having a little panic, you know? So eventually we get on the plane and like the plane ride was actually super quick to Vegas. It was only like 30 or like 40 minutes. It literally felt like 15 or 10 minutes. Like I was just delirious. So I was like, ugh, we're here. But basically when we got to Vegas, I like called the shuttle company and was like, you really need to refund my money. Like told them about everything and they said they were actually going to like investigate it because obviously everything that happened was like crazy, totally not normal. And they did refund my money and everything. They were really good about it. But it is pretty safe to say after all of that happening, I don't think I'll ever trust a shuttle bus company to get me to an airport ever again. I'm just gonna be catching an Uber or definitely ordering like a private car or something because no, never again. Worst experience ever. But if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a little like, subscribe to my channel if you do want to see more videos, and leave me a comment if you do like seeing storytime videos. I have plenty of stories from life in America and traveling and heaps of crazy stuff, so if you want to hear some more story times, let me know. But I'll see you guys in the next video, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!